Allen versus Curtis 2. Brendan Allen taking on Chris Curtis once again. Here we go. Let me cue this up. So we have Brendan all in Allen, the 28-year-old fighting out of Covington, Louisiana. His professional record, 23 victories and 5 defeats. Of his 23 wins, 5 have been knockouts and 14 have come by way of submission. With the UFC, he's 11-2 after winning on Contender Series. And he's coming off of a win against the very dangerous fellow submission fighter in Paul Craig. And Brendan Allen, Mark, is riding a 6-fight win streak coming into this weekend, taking on Chris Curtis once again. Chris Curtis, the 36-year-old, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, out of Extreme Couture. Under the UFC, he is 5-2 with 1 no contest. He has a little bit of PFL experience as well. And he's coming off of a split decision victory against Marc-Andre Barriault in January of this year. And he's right back in the octagon. As I mentioned, this is a rematch. The two fought in December of 2021, so sort of in the middle tail end of the pandemic. And Chris Curtis got the better of that fight, defeating Brendan Allen by TKO with knees and punches. In fact, that was Brendan Allen's last loss after this win streak. So he's looking to right that ship and get that one back, Mark. So, Mark, give us the odds and your thoughts and your pick.
Yeah, just quick. This one was supposed to be Brendan Allen against Marvin Vettori, which I was really pumped for.
Oh, that's right.
I can't remember when that was that Vettori. I think it was only maybe 2 weeks or less. I don't think it was much longer ago than that. So pretty short notice that Curtis has jumped in here. Not a bad consolation prize for Brendan Allen to try to get that loss back. I'm sure that loss bothers him. So, he loses the huge fight, but at least he gets this one that I'm sure intrigues him. He is favored here. He's minus 210, he being Brendan Allen. Chris Curtis is plus 170. 4 inches of height for Allen, but actually a half-inch reach advantage for Chris Curtis. It's an interesting fight because on paper, honestly, Chris Curtis is a tough matchup for Brendan Allen. And of course, we already know he can beat him because he did just that 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. But the reason I say he's tough is because he's not easy to take down. He pressures and he rips the body. And all of those things are things that are potentially issues for Brendan Allen at different times in his career. And, as dominant as he has been, if he's not able to as dominant as everyone that he has beat on this stretch is someone he's been able to take down. If he's not able to take Chris down, things could get pretty interesting here. But you got to remember that even though he did get finished in the first fight, he took Chris down. He managed to do it in that fight. He's one of the few who have. He even had a submission attempt in there. And yes, he got caught, but this Brendan Allen is levels above that Brendan Allen. I really believe that Brendan Allen has evolved significantly since that fight in every way. Whereas Chris is basically the same guy, in my opinion. I just think Brendan has become so much more comfortable with how his game works and how it blends together. You used to see him thinking in there more, and now it's just so natural. The jiu-jitsu has reached just absurd levels. And I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust that development. That's the differentiator for me. Also, Allen is 8 years younger than Chris Curtis. He's 28 now, as opposed to being 25 the first time they met, which was pretty young. He's in his physical prime now. So, there may be someone out there who can stop Brendan Allen as he keeps climbing here. But I just don't think Chris Curtis in the year 2024 is that guy. So there could be some tricky spots. He may certainly have to eat a body shot or two en route to getting this W. But I think Brendan Allen can get Chris Curtis down, and I think he can do it more than once. And Chris has only been subbed one time in his whole career. But give me Brendan Allen to make it 2. I think he is that slick, and I will take him to win by submission in round 3.
Like it. The thing that I like most that you said is that you're trusting the development of Brendan Allen, and I could not agree more. His last few fights, man, he has just been unconscious. I mean that in the best way.
Yep.
Obviously, he's just flowing, and he has a disturbing degree of like calmness.
Yep.
In the octagon. I mean, what he did to Paul Craig was just unsettling for a guy who is so good in Paul Craig. For he looked like he was like sparring, like he was training. Like he was like, "Hey guys," he's like, "Hey family at home, love you, baby. See you soon. I'm gonna go fuck this guy up." Really, really calmly.
Yeah.
He did, dude. Even in the fight, he was so calm.
Yeah. I agree.
That being said, the fact that these two fought before and Chris Curtis finished him does complicate things. I think Chris Curtis is a ridiculously well-rounded and talented mixed martial artist. But yeah, that being said, I think that Brendan Allen evens this series at 1 apiece. And I'm less confident in you in the submission win for Brendan Allen because Chris Curtis is so well-rounded. He's only ever been submitted once. I think his stature helps with that. He's a very compact middleweight.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Brendan Allen in 5 rounds. I'll go with Brendan Allen by UD. And there